You made all your money in California, you ungrateful piece of shit.
Yes, that is what I said last week when talking to Representative Khanna about California's proposed billionaire tax. It's a one-time 5% wealth tax on California's billionaires. The clip blew up on X, and some people there had a lot to say. So I felt like I had to respond to people like Ted Cruz, who spent a lot of time over on Twitter rather than, doing their job. He wrote, when the only people who remain in CA are, 1, the communists who take your money, and 2, the welfare dependents who receive it, who's going to be left to actually produce something? First off, Ted, this tax would only affect about 200 of the 40 million people in California. So there'll be plenty of productive people left. And California, by the way, right now sends $276 billion more to the federal government than it gets back, way more than any other state. It's the 5th largest economy in the world. It's not exactly a welfare state. California has a history of attracting all kinds of entrepreneurs. That is not going to change because of this. Mike Solana, the chief marketing officer of Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, and mostly an irritant to me, said, California doesn't make talented, productive people wealthy. Talented, productive people make California wealthy. Oh, Mikey, you're so wrong. Actually, again, historically speaking, California has provided the tolerant, exciting, innovative ideas since its founding that has made it a place where both people who want to go there do things and people who are there do things. It's called a symbiotic relationship. I know that's a hard word for you all, but that's what it is. Startups choose California for a reason. Steve Jobs could not have made Apple in Michigan. Some tech bros have left California. I know. I heard you whining on your way out and kicking the state on your way out. Then you couldn't stop talking about the state. It's sort of like when your girlfriend breaks up with you, you can't stop talking about her. That's what it felt like. They tried to make it in Austin or Miami, 2 great cities for innovation, and they tried to make it the new Silicon Valley, but that just hasn't happened. A lot of them are, in fact, moving back. Billionaire businessman Vinod Khosla, who I've known for a long time and I actually have a great deal of respect for, did go a little crazy. The threat of Commie Conrad Khanna, which, Vinod, slow down on the Chardonnay, I would say. Supporting the tax has already caused half of the $2 trillion of the top wealth to leave already and will permanently reduce tax collections they would have paid on their annual income, all for the very dumb one-time use of the tax. They will permanently damage the tax base. I will see. It's true that some billionaires have left the state late last year, but then they always come back, as I said. Vinod, you and I know this. They come back because there's nowhere like the San Francisco Bay Area. And given the tax would apply to anyone who was a California resident as of January 1st of this year, I'm not sure this talk of a big future exodus makes sense. Plus, it might not even be a real threat. Some reports show that Massachusetts has more, not less, millionaires after they passed a millionaire tax in 2022. And just 9 months after it went into effect, it brought in almost $2 billion. That's a lot of money to spend on people who don't have 7 yachts and 15 houses. And I think it's fine to be like NVIDIA's Jensen Huang, very happy to pay it. He knows what California has given him, and he is going to give back. I do actually, oddly enough, even though I was attacked on Twitter, thought this proposal did have some issues. I don't like the way it's being deployed. And I thought the better way to do it was an alternative minimum tax would be forever, and that people should pay their fair share by doing it that way. It doesn't call out billionaires, and it creates a situation where the wealthiest among us pay their fair share. But really, the plutocrats' issue is not with the way the tax is implemented. They don't want any tax. It's with the idea that they owe anything back to society in the first place. They're going to fight any attempt to get them to pay anything more. They don't want regulation. They don't want taxes. They want to do as they damn well please. A lot of them act like adult toddlers. Guess what, kids? You're grown-ups, and you've done really well in California, and you've got to help the state as it has helped you. So I say, shock and awe them. Lastly, if you don't like this, instead of attacking on Twitter, why don't you actually contribute to a negotiation of what the best thing is? Why don't you admit that maybe the rich and the corporations don't pay their fair share, and actually work with these legislators to come up with something instead of just reacting as if someone has stolen your 46th car that you own. We all care about a vibrant California. We all care about a government that does better. We also all care about tech companies that actually are committed to more than just the shareholders. If you care about California, you want it to be run more efficiently, Roll up your sleeves and do something about it and get the fuck off Twitter, you ungrateful pieces of shit.